You have one unheard message.
Okay, it's 3 a.m. My shoes are gone. Was there, and my Uber rating is definitely a 0. You are not ready for this story.
Hey guys, it's Davis Rowe, and welcome to another episode of It Is Always Something. So today we are in Sarasota, Florida, in the homeland to be exact. I fly back to school in a couple days. People were asking me on social media if I was taking a semester off. No, I wish. If I was taking a semester off, it would not be by choice, probably because I, got booted from the school, but luckily that didn't happen. I graduate in 4 months, so fingers crossed we're going to do it. But yeah, I go back on Monday, going to get back into routine and things should be great. I flew in from Boston, which is where I actually did my last recording. I feel like I'm Mrs. Worldwide. That was such a funny episode because my producer literally was like, okay, here's the address, right? It's the plug from high school and you're looking around. It's always weird. So I was kind of confused. I'm in the middle of a stadium, literally some guy is asking, are you selling tickets? Or a guy over there asking if I want to eat a glizzy. I'm like, what type of glizzy? No, I'm kidding. I was like, yes, obviously, but I have to go record. And then we look to our right, and seriously, we were in the middle of TD Stadium. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I don't do sports. And then my logo was just there. It's Always Something on 4 TVs. I think I already told this story on my last one, but if you bitches are anything like me, you don't listen too well, so that's okay. I dropped my parents off at the airport before this, and they came downstairs in their matching sweatsuits, which I wasn't surprised. I wasn't disappointed. It was just another day, honestly. Not too much emotion. It was just another day in the row life. They're going to Vegas. They have a really good, cool, I don't even know what I would call it. Good, cool, I guess, but don't tell them that. Their friend group here is so funny. They're just match my parents' freak perfectly, and they do a lot of group trips and go all different places. They all stayed on a boat in somewhere Miami or something like that, went down to the Keys, and I was not allowed to hear pretty much anything about that trip. They were sworn to secrecy. I don't know, but it was spring break apparently, which I can only imagine. I dropped him off in Vegas. Well, no, I didn't drop him off in Vegas. Yeah, I flew the plane. I dropped him off at the airport, and they're going to Vegas. I don't really know what they're doing there, just having fun. It's just a weekend getaway. It's the same way my parents have their weird thing they do where they go to colleges they have no affiliation to and just go to the tailgates. They probably knock on the frat door and are let us in to pregame and party. They're fun. What can I say? But today I wanted to do a college survival guide. I've learned a lot at college. None of it has been from any of the classes I'm in, but I've definitely learned a lot and grown as a person, done it all. And let's just take a trip down memory lane and kind of talk about my whole experience with San Diego State. First thing I want to say that sucks is do not go to San Diego State. Why? Did I have a bad time? Absolutely not. I had the best time in the world. It's my happy place. It's great. But we got a new president. So the UC Davis president, is that called a president? You would think it's a principal, but I guess we're not in high school anymore. The president of UC Davis. President? Why does that sound so wrong? I don't know. The other day, okay, wait, I'll come back to this story. If you've been here before, I like to fucking jump around and skip around, and it's crazy. I was getting my new phone yesterday, and I waited at Verizon for 4 hours, right? And they only had the orange iPhone, and I started crying. And then this Appleman's why are you crying? And I literally said to him, I was because I waited in line for 4 hours to get this phone, and you're telling me you only have the orange Trump-looking fuck-ass phone. I don't know why that man ruined the color orange for me. Maybe because he is orange, but fuck the orange phone is my point here. But the UC Davis president, speaking of presidents, she left UC Davis, became the San Diego State president, and I guess UC Davis, which that's my name, so it's UC Davis, so it should be lit. Do the name justice? No, it doesn't. That school sucks apparently because said president took over San Diego State, became our president, and they don't have Greek life there or anything of that sort. And so I guess she just wanted to keep it on that same program and just slowly started to cancel all the frats. And we've talked about this before, but once SAE was gone, that's pretty much all it took for me. I was like, okay, this school sucks. But so just with new girls or like freshmen who DM me and are like, oh my God, I know you had a great time at San Diego State. Like, would you advise going there? No, sadly, I wouldn't, because there's absolutely nothing to do there anymore. Luckily, I'm a senior, so I wouldn't be going to the frats anyway, because when you're a senior, you live down by the beach, which is great. Like, senior year has been so blissful, so peaceful, with a side of a fuck ton of partying, but for the most part, I feel like it's been pretty chill. I love how to send my like dogs out in this seat. I wore flip-flops today. It's the Florida lifestyle. Honestly, when I'm in Florida, usually I don't even wear shoes, so that's a step up. So it started freshman year, as most colleges do. And I picked random roommates, I think because I'm too, not embarrassed, like not like I ever get embarrassed, but I fully like missed the deadline. But it's fine because like me and Maddie both did it. Maddie, she's been a guest on the pod before. She was my sophomore year roommate. No, she wasn't. She was my junior year roommate when the house flooded and all that shit show happened. So we like literally went through it together. But we were supposed to be freshman year roommates and we missed the cutoff deadline to be roommates. So we both got thrown into random thruples. That it fucked her over. It fucked most people over. Like anyone who had random roommates, I swear to God, like I met so many people, obviously freshman year, a bunch of them who had random roommates, and they all literally would be like, oh my God, my roommate like summons the devil every night. My roommate like tried to put it in my ass. Like it's always just, these random roommate stories are always fucking absurd. And I just am like, wow, can't relate. I had two roommates, Kate and Charlie, and I had a great experience with the random roommates. And funny enough, that's when I started my social media, kind of. My account got deleted. My TikTok account got deleted. And I wanted to keep up with my favorite influencers, with my friends. So I remade a TikTok account, titled it Diva Davis, because I was like, you know, like a Finsta vibe. And I was like, no one will find me. This will be great. Like, I'll stay hidden. Clearly, that didn't fucking work out, but good. I filmed a Get Ready With Me in one of my like friends' dorm room. They had like a quad and they had all their desks pushed together in the center of the room. Took over the whole room, but it was so worth it because it was like a Love Island style getting ready room, and everyone would always get ready in there. And like you're getting ready with a side of Plandle, which if you don't know what Plandle is, it's a San Diego State thing. Maybe they have it at other schools, but I got introduced to the Plandle when I visited San Diego State. My visiting San Diego State story and like my first time stepping on that soil is a whole story of its own. I told that in my Greek life, my very first podcast ever, being my Greek life one, and all about that. So if you want to hear that, go watch that episode because that's a crazy story. But that's when I got introduced to the Plandle, which is just a plastic handle. It's like the cheapest vodka you can get. And it does the job. It does more than the job. I swear that has like a higher alcohol percentage, or maybe it's just like the toxins and the nastiness of it, and like sharing. It like gets passed around the party, like, you know, the town slut. I'm kidding. And it's just like saliva slobbered on, jizzed on by like every single person at the party. But that's what makes it fun. So we would drink said jizz handle as we were getting ready in this room. I decided to whip out my phone, and we filmed and I say we because I was like passing around the phone. Like it was genuinely a group effort. And it was really fun. And that video ended up getting like 50,000 likes. And then I was like, let's do it again. And then we did it again. And you would think that one wouldn't do as well, but it did well too. Like people loved me. Then a third video, which was I think us going to a bar and like a come with me to the bar. I don't know. And it was like midnight. So it was like kind of different, so quirky, and it blew up. And then ever since then, that's where my social media journey took off. How do my random roommates come into this? Because I genuinely like believe like if they were to be some judgy ass bitches, like I would not have been doing what I did. Like they were so incredibly supportive. I don't even know if supportive would be the word. I guess it would be. Look at me being a dictionary daddy. Just like encouraged it. Like truthfully, genuinely encouraged it, and we're big fans. And I said to my one roommate, Kate, specifically, I said, when I hit 10,000 followers, will you bake me a cake? She was like, bitch, 100K and I'll bake you a fucking cake from scratch. So funny enough, when I did hit that 100K number, which was my junior year, she showed up to my house with a fucking hand-baked cake, which was just so cute. So that's like my freshman year story and how I kind of got to San Diego State and started my social media journey. But let's do I have a list of my college survival guide. It's kind of it jumps all over the place, which like shocking, no shit. That's kind of how I do things around here. So the first thing I have written down is it's everyone's first time living too. This is something I've realized as I've just, I don't know, grown up, but like not to sound so like old and wise and like above and holy. But it's everyone's first time living too. This is something I've noticed as I've been coming home from school, especially just with like my parents, like, yes, it's their first time living too, or yes, they're your parents and they like know what's going on. But on that same note, like it is their first time living too, meaning like how I just said, junior year, my house flooded and I had all that issues with like insurance and having to like file a claim because my house fucking flooded and I was living at hotels. I called my dad and I was like, how do I do this? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, if you don't know, who knows? I started like tweaking out, but it's everyone's first time living too. So that is just something I learned in my 4 years of college is like, these people might seem all holy and above. These girls might seem like, they know things, like they've been around the block. Oh, they're so mature. It's their first time living too. I'm not saying they're not mature. I'm not saying they haven't like experienced life, but at the end of the day, like people just say a lot of shit to say it. And people might sound like they know what they're talking about. They really don't. And especially freshman year. And I think after 4 years, you learn a lot. I say like, a lot of the ways I believe, think, feel, and like I've talked to my friends about this and they agree, is yes, of course, things my parents have said growing up, the way I was raised, but also just experiences and life is the main reason I think I feel the way I do. I have had a lot of stuff happen, good, bad, in between, and I think that's what's really made me like form my full opinions and like feel passionate about the topics I do, not like, when my parents told me right from wrong growing up. Obviously that too, but I don't know. It's just kind of weird getting older and you realize a bunch of stuff. Hence, it's everyone's first time living too, is my point here. Another thing is keep track of your clothes. I was the freshman year closet. Like, I'm going to have my team insert a photo. Insert a photo here, right here. You see the photo? Where's the photo? I don't know. Insert it, please. And I was the town closet. Like, every single person. And it's like, how could that little fuck-ass closet they give you? And our San Diego State was, I was about to say, like, oversold. Like, it's a John Summit concert. San Diego State was literally over-admitted my freshman year. So all double rooms became triples. So they were the size of a double, and then they threw 3 desks in there, 3 closets, and 3, like, sets of beds. Like, that's just absurd. So I don't know how I fit everything into that tiny closet, but if there's a will, there's a motherfucking way. And I'm damn sure about that. And as you can see in the photo I inserted, like every single person would wear my clothes, like probably down to my G-strings. I was a good sharer. So don't do that. Of course, like with your homegirls, like share, but keep track of it. Like I've never been the person to like write something down. I'm like, what are you doing? Like get a life, like fucking Susan. But seriously, if you're gonna lend out clothes freshman year, like actually like keep track of that shit, because my style definitely changed throughout my 4 years. I still like, honestly, I look back at my freshman year fits, I'm like, pop off, you look so good. Would I wear that stuff now? No, just because it was also like, it was the vibe at the time. It was on trend. It was it. What am I talking about? What's the outfits I would wear? Well, you saw the photo. It's what all these bitches were wearing. Everyone like adapted my style. It was a For Love and Lemons corset, or like a Love Shack fancy corset with like some steez, not parachute pants, some steez, like, what are they called? Cargo pants, like a good cargo pant, or like a khaki? I don't know. Okay. And that was like the look and the vibe, and I sold a lot of it, but also lost a lot of it. A lot of it got stolen. But what never goes out of style is like bikinis. I was a Frankie's bikinis whore my freshman year. They would come to our sororities and bring bins of Frankie's, and like, I liked this. It would be like old Frankie's, but like cute ones that no one had, no one could buy. They weren't on the website anymore. And I lost literally all of those Frankie's bikinis. Like, I look back at photos and I actually cry. Because I went to a Dade school. Like, you give, like, everyone comes in your room, just throws on a bikini, and then you get blacked out and wake up and you leave your bikini in some frat boy's room. Great, but not when it's your bikini and you're not even the one who got laid. That's a lose-lose situation on all fucking ends. So please keep track of your clothes. Like that is one of my biggest regrets. And I'm someone who loves to share. Like my mom, like, it's funny. I was talking to Alice, who's Emily's like childhood best friend. She was in Amsterdam with us, and she was saying how like 'cause she was wearing my mom's clothes, because I brought a bunch of my mom's stuff to Europe because me and my mom like share clothes, and she was like wearing my mom's clothes, and I was like, oh my God, I have to send my mom a picture because my mom loves when my friends wear her clothes. Because, think about it. It's like a 20-year-old girl thinking like what my mom's wearing is so cute. Of course she's going to eat that up and feel like young and hip. Not that she isn't young and hip, but those emotions definitely get skyrocketed. And Alice was like, that's so funny. Like my mom hates when even I wear her clothes, and like to double down would hate if my friends were wearing her clothes, which I feel like makes complete sense. Like that's such a valid statement. But I was just raised by my mother, like loving, like I posted on my Instagram story the other day, me like playing dress up in my closet. And my sister was like, this reminds me of growing up, because my mom had a closet that is probably going to be the size of my New York City apartment in a couple months. Like it was huge walk-in closet, and me and my friends, it would be our activity. Like I would have friends over, and for hours, like everyone knew too, like that's what you did at my house. Like my friends would come over and we just play dress up, put on her makeup. She had like the whole like glam mirror with like the lights all around it. Like if you've seen Alex Earl's new podcast, like that was literally my mom's, or like new media thing, which is so sick. We can talk about that later. Love that girl. But that's literally what my mom's closet looked like. So trust me, I'm someone who loves to share clothes. And yeah, don't share your fucking clothes. And if you're gonna, keep motherfucking track of those clothes. Seriously, do it. I've written down, I learned so much and none of it was from the classes. So my best friend Laura, and a few of actually girls I know decided to not go to college, which I feel like needs to be more normalized, because I know for like our parents' generation, it was like, oh my God, what do you mean you're not going to college? And even when I was graduating high school and there was those kids not going to college, like there would be talk about it. And I was like, you do you. Like as long as, in my opinion, I think as long as you like have something else you're reaching towards, like why aren't you going to go to college? What are you going to do instead? Like one of my friends that I grew up with, she did hair school in New York and like is fucking killing it and now is a hairdresser. So I'm actually another girl who just took out my K-tips and killed it. Her name's Jill. She also didn't go to college and like did hair, and now is like getting her fucking bag doing hair and loves it. So it's like, why go to school, pay fucking so much, be in debt with student debt and pay so much for these classes when you have another passion? But for me, it's like part of me is like, okay, my dad paid so much. Like I don't know if you've seen the video. I've crashed out a few times online because I'm like sitting in these like astrology classes learning about like stupid ass shit that I'm like, I am never gonna use this. Like my calculus class, and then I said this on TikTok and be like, oh my gosh, I use calculus. No. I'm gonna use Siri. I'm gonna use ChatGPT. Like I don't know what profession you guys think I want to go into, because everyone's like, oh, it will help you later in business. Like, no, my calculus, I'm just getting pressed on the mic right now. I need to change the subject because I feel like people are gonna disagree with me, and that's just gonna piss me off. Like, if I'm in a position where I need to be doing full-blown motherfucking calculus without a calculator, may I mention, on hand, on fucking paper, like the goddamn pilgrimages, I'm done. I'm ending it all. I'm out. So, but what did I learn? Why do I think the fucking $50,000 out of state, San Diego State tuition was worth it? Because I completely think I have grown so much in the past 4 years as a person. I don't know like what else I was going to list off. Like I feel like as a person is the main or the only statement, right? Like how else can you grow if not as a person? My sex life, I got better in the bedroom. I'm kidding. But seriously, like 4 years. And as I said in the beginning of this episode, experiences, life, meeting people, talking to people, shit you never expected. These 4 years at college, I've learned more than I ever thought I could have, just about myself in weird ways. And when you go through school, you'll realize what I'm talking about, because it's not even stuff in the moment I realize, like, oh, this is happening, this is going to change me. But it's like, if I look at the girl I was freshman year versus the girl I am now, I mean, look, I got freshman. If you told me I'd be sitting in a fucking studio, like I was sitting in this chair, a month ago interviewing Snooki, I'd literally tell you you're fucking psychotic. So that's one thing. But at the same time, as much as I do think I've changed, I'm still, don't worry, I'm still the exact same person. Meaning like, I'm still the exact same person, but like values and all of that stuff definitely changed. So that's why I think the tuition's worth it, because I definitely think going to college, you just meet so many people and talk to so many people and immerse yourself in so many different cultures in a way too, honestly. And I think that's worth the time, worth the money, and just is changeable. I need to start bringing a goddamn thesaurus with me to these podcast episodes, because there's always a word that I'm looking for and it's just not fucking there. Learn to love yourself. Yeah, I think I don't have having a conversation with myself in my notebook right now. I also think in those 4 years, this goes with what I was just fucking yapping about for 25 minutes. I learned to love myself. My style evolved, all of that. And yeah, I've learned to love myself. And I think I've always loved myself, honestly, a little too much. Sometimes I need to pipe the fuck down. Boys, I have here, they are pigs. Don't waste your time. I'm dead. But seriously, I think I've said this quote 5 billion times. At the end of the day, no, not even at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, right when I wake up in the morning, in the afternoon, after dessert, I always rather go home to a Big Mac from McDonald's than some man's crusty ass. Some man's crusty ass, period. I way rather a Big Mac over that. Because I mean, maybe this is a personal opinion. I think men are just like a waste of time. I actually will answer questions at the end of this episode because I posted a little Insta story and you guys were asking me my opinion about men and saying like, how do you stay so promising when like all men suck? Well, 99% of men suck. I mean, I would think all men sucked if I didn't have my father in my life and see the way he like treats my mother and how madly in love they are and how he like worships the ground that she walks on. So honestly, I think that's what gives me hope. Luckily I have that, because honestly, I'd just call it quits at this point and like marry Laura, my childhood best friend, and like move in with her. But she has a boyfriend. I'm like, dude, throuple it is, I guess, honestly, in the future. But I don't think all men are a waste of time. I just think 99% of them are. But you have 4 years at school, and I swear, like, what you want to remember, like, what are you going to tell your kids? Oh, yeah, when Johnny was, like, hitting me from the back. No, like, you freak. You're going to tell your kids about, like, your girlfriends and, yeah, maybe partying. Yeah, sure. But, like, with your girls. And, like, I'm just such a, I feel like if you say you're a girl's girl, that's, like, you know you're not. But seriously, like, I am. Like, I own my shit. Same way I can own my successes. I am a girl's girl. I love my friends abroad. My friend Allie, we were both single abroad. Well... If you guys know my abroad lore, I was single. I mean, you know, I had a man. I always have a man in my back pocket just for fun, but that's what they are, for fun, in your back pocket, you know? Like, don't make them your whole life and have your world revolve around them. It should be them revolving around you, like Saturn does with Venus. I'm just kidding. I'm not an astronaut. I can't tell you if that's factual, but I think you understand what I'm putting down. Just don't waste your time on a man. Like, go out with your girlfriends, get drunk, make stupid fucking mistakes, and have fun. My take on going out, though, I have that written down here, is freshman year, I literally didn't go out to the frats at all. I think I've talked with you guys about this before. I would always just like go up to LA, which is so funny that now I like get to go up to LA for work, because I literally manifested that for myself. Freshman year, I would go up to LA because I had a friend who went to FITM, which now is like shut down and bankrupt. And she like took me as her +1 to LA Fashion Week because she was interning for someone, and it was so cool. So I would literally go up and stay with her every weekend, and we go to like Poppy and like see like Travis Scott perform. Who? Travis Scott? No, we didn't ever see him, but keep that in there. I'll make you guys think that. We saw Ty Dolla $ign one time. We just saw a lot of great performers at Poppy and would have so much fun. And that was like my vibe freshman year. Obviously, Poppy had its time, and now I go back and I'm like, oh my God, it's just 14-year-olds. But I was like 14 at the time, you know? And it was great. I was about to name drop. I should not do that. But the promoters, they were great. Maybe perverts for having the 16-year-olds there, but it was a vibe at the time. And so I would never really go out to the frats. And I think it's find a balance. Like, I think just, again, do what's fun and what you're going to want to remember the most. Like, going to the same frat and having these smelly men all around you and just, like, blacking out and not remembering things. And I know it's shocking to hear me say this because I know you guys think that's, like, my entire life goal and personality, but it isn't. Like, as much as I love a good night out, I love a good night in. But freshman year, I think I was really good at, like, not even good. I always did what I wanted. And what I wanted to do was not always be at the same fucking frat over and over again. Like, it gets tiring, it gets boring, it gets smelly. So I think, like, don't sit in your dorm room. That's not what I'm saying. But find other things you like. Like it gets exhausting just going to the same frat over and over again and fucking the same SAE over and over again. Trust me, been there, done that. So that's why I went to school in San Diego, because I was like, LA's right there. And I know that'll be like my everyday weekend activity. So that's kind of my take on going out. Okay, I have a crazy sex story for you guys, because we, it's always something. That's very on brand. I feel like I was even thinking when I was talking about this, I was like, this is going to be such a PG-13 episode. And that is just not what the people want to hear. That is not why Dear Media signed me. They signed me to, say shit like this. And that's what I'm going to do. So I think I talked about this. Like, I'm honestly an open book. Like, you guys, I'm like, ask me questions and ask me actually anything, and I will sit on the mic and fucking answer it and not be ashamed, and I'll own it. I think my body count after college was 3 people. Like, I again, like, I would go home to the Big Mac. So trust me, it's like, I like to have fun, but it's just, it's usually mid. So there was this guy, right? And funny fucking enough, oh my God, I need to tell Brooke, my friend Brooke Carlson, I can't believe I've never told Brooke this, because she was like, is a key part of this story. Well, low-key, not really. Now I'm just getting too excited. So this kid I was getting with him, and I actually had a little crush on him. And sophomore year, he took me to Vegas for his formal, right? And then Brooke Carlson commented on my TikTok, and this was when I had like, I think 7,000 followers at the time. And this was after, though, I kind of like, those videos do well, and I had a little bit of a fan base, so I was feeding into it. I was feeding the fans. I maybe had 4 fans, but I had 4 fans. Fuck yes. Like, I loved it. I loved them. It was great. And he took me to Vegas for his frat formal, and I liked this boy. And I, again, as I said, shockingly, like, didn't get around. If you have to say that, I feel like that's sus. But no, actually, I liked this boy. It was great. And he took me to his frat formal, and I was posting social media at the time. But again, like, it was super little, but I would never, like, if some girl was like, oh, I do this, I would never, like, that's a little amount of followers, like, support everyone, support big creators, support small creators. Like, I think everyone, if someone is reaching for something and like proud of it, like, are you really going to be the one to shit on that? You're pathetic for that then. So I said to him, oh my God, this girl just commented on my video. Like, it was Brooke. Funny, I need to tell Brooke this. And I was so excited about it. And he was like, why'd she come on your TikTok? And I was like, well, I kind of like do TikTok. And he was like, what? Like, let me see your account. And I showed him. He's like, you only have 7,000 followers. Bitch, look where I am now. Look where I am now. He still follows me, so he probably like sees it and like probably doesn't remember that moment for the slightest. But okay, I'm still small. I'm still gaining these followers. It's not like I'm fucking Alex Earl out here, but I'm sitting in a podcast studio, so I think that's kind of valid. I think I've at least done something. At least I deserve a few pats on the back. Okay, but fast forward. I don't know if this was before or after. If this was after, I don't know. No, it couldn't have been after, because I was terrified of him after this story. Not terrified. That's definitely a stretch. But this was before. Like, this was my sophomore year. So I was still just having vanilla ass sex with men, right? And I mean, not that I was even having that much sex. So when I did, it was obviously vanilla. It's not like I'm like, a pro out here, Mia Khalifa. No, definitely not. So I had been at his frat. And I was about to say his frat. Why am I acting like I'm like scared to say his frat? But it was an SAE. That's, I think, after this, that's when I fully was like, I'm an SAE girl, because this scared me from this particular frat. So I was hooking up with him, and we go to his room, and we're hooking up in his room. And then I didn't want to have sex with this guy, right? I was not in the mood. Just, I don't know. Like, it was like, I feel like sex is, at least for me, like, I only want to do that if I really like a man. I don't like having meaningless sex. Well, at the time I didn't, okay? And I say to him, I do everything. I'm like working through my brain. I'm like, okay, what can I say to like get out of this? Funny enough, I'm good at saying no, but at the same time, and this applies to every aspect of my life, I'm also low-key bad at saying no. Like, I just am someone who really feels for people. Like, if I'm in a scenario with someone and like someone says something to make them feel awkward, like, I feel for them. Like, I'm someone who treats other people how I want to be treated. So like, I just don't like to make other people feel awkward. I don't want to feel awkward, whatever. So I'm like, what can I do to like get out of having sex with this man without just being like, well, it would low-key would have been a hot baddie move, just and like ball Waller, to just be like, I don't want to have sex with you, whatever. But I guess, my sophomore year mind, that's not running through my mind to just say no. And I say to this guy, I'm like, no, like we shun it, whatever. I'm giving excuses. He's like, please, like, come on. And it wasn't, again, this was very consensual. It's not like he did anything super weird. Like it was all fine and it's just a funny story. And I say to him, I'm like, no, like I've been a really bad girl. Like I can't have sex. Like I've been bad. Like I'm trying to like not have sex. Like I don't even know what that means. Like what? So yes, I said to this man who I was trying not to have sex with, I looked him in the eyes and said, I've been a bad girl. So what does this frat boy do? He pins me down to the bed and he's like, You've been a bad girl. Obviously thinking I meant it in like a playful, kinky way. That was the biggest word vomit mistake of my life because man just took it and ran with it, which I don't blame him. Like he definitely thought I was saying, and he was like, oh, you've been a bad girl. Why did I say that? Like, why is that the word choice I use? I retell this story now. It's like my guy friends even, or like my girlfriends, and they're like, obviously you want, like, why would you say? I'm like, I don't know. So then I forget what I did. I think I ended up like just being like, no, and like shoving this man off me, and I ran. My dorm was about like a mile away from this frat. I ran the whole way home. Not like I was running from him. I think I was running from myself. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Run into my freshman year dorm. I tell my freshman year roommates, they're fucking crying, laughing at me. They're like, you said what? Like, are you joking? And that was my funny sex story that I think you guys would enjoy. I have it in here, quotes, sex story, in quotes, bad girl. Like, I was low-key asking for it. So, yeah. Being myself. This is a key point I want to talk about. Being myself, I think this is just more of a statement. I don't even think I have a follow-up with this. Shocking. I keep yapping about everything and anything. Being myself, this is just a quote. Like, not me like having to explain everything. Okay. This is just a quote that I think you guys should take to heart. Yeah. Being myself in college made me lose a lot of friends and gain all the real ones. I have told my girl drama on this channel before. If you scroll a few videos down, I have a video titled My Mean Girl Drama or something like that. And I literally just tell you everything that happened my freshman and sophomore year with like losing friends, finding myself, and everything in between, seriously. And all I can say is if you are to fuck up and someone is so quick, a friend, to kick you to the curb, that was never your friend. That was always your fucking enemy. Me and Emily talk about this all the time. Like, people are going to fuck up. People are going to do things that they maybe weren't the most proud of. But if you're friends with someone, like clearly you're friends with them. You like them. You think they're a good person, right? I mean, why else would you be friends with someone? Like, I'm just kidding. I can name a few reasons. They have a boat. They have a yacht. No, I'm kidding. Boat, yacht, that's the same thing. I think I meant plane, rich dad, sugar daddy, fat ass. There's a bunch of reasons. Good closet. I'm kidding. But seriously, if you are friends with someone, you're friends with them because you like the person they are. So if they then are to fuck up and you kick them to the curb so quick, you always wanted that friendship to lose. And I had a lot of those situations where, a fight would break out and it's just one and done. That's not your friend. That was your enemy. A friend is, they fuck up. You talk about it. You tell them. You want your friend to be the best version of themselves. You're like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. I don't like this. And you have a conversation about it and you fix it. You respect your friend. You are like, oh, I agree. I think I went wrong here. And you fix it and you act better. Of course, if that friend is to keep doing it and fucking you over, absolutely reevaluate the friendship and get the fuck out of there and kick that Sally bitch to the curb. But I think it is so important to realize like people mess up sometimes and to grow with your friends and become the best versions of yourselves together. And being myself has made me lose a lot of friends and they were just so quick to run for the hills and that was never my friend. But it made me gain all the right ones because here I am literally before this episode texting with all my girlfriends, planning our grad photos we're going to take together as a friend group. And they have seen me at my ugly, they see me at my worst. But at the end of the day, me and all my friends know we have the best intentions for each other. Are we little cunts sometimes? Abso-fucking-lutely. But at the end of the day, we want the best for each other. And we also want to help each other be that best version. And whatever it is to acquire that, like whatever it is for Emily, Gracie, Kayla, Gia to become that version of themselves. Sydney, I don't want to I went to just name a few and then I low-key named them all and I didn't want to leave anyone out. I would do anything to help them like get a job, become the best version of themselves, yada, yada, bing, bang, bong. So if your friends aren't doing that and are just cunts, I don't know, reevaluate. So If you're losing friends and it's like your freshman or sophomore year and they're just so quick to run and you're like trying your best and know you're being a good person, bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, because the right friends will find you and will support you. And that's my girl thing. Teachers are miserable. That's something else I've learned at school. In parentheses, most. Some are happy. I could have a full fucking sit down story of the teachers who have just been straight up dicks. I got a D in one of my classes, and not the good kind, because I missed a homework assignment. I did the homework assignment actually, right? And I forgot to submit it, which that is my fault. Like, shit happens. That fucking sucks. But ultimately, like, that's not my teacher's fault. I forgot to submit my assignment. But if some kid was, and I had proof, like, it wasn't like I was like, my dog ate my homework. I showed him the assignment, and like, it kept the date on it because it was in some like platform that like showed when you like entered and did it. And I was like, look, I have this full assignment done before the due date. And he was like, yeah, sorry, no. And luckily was nice. I don't even know if I'd call this nice. No, I would, honestly. Whatever. I won't be a stubborn little bitch right now. Nicely was like, okay, I'm not going to take credit for that assignment, but I'll give you a new assignment and make it. It was like the first assignment was 15 points. He made the second one 10. So it made me lose 5 points, all because I forgot to submit it. And I completed the whole assignment, just didn't submit it. He's like, okay, I'll make up an assignment for you worth 10 points. You can do it and turn it in. I did it. I turned it in. And he's like, no, it wasn't done fully 100% correct, so I'm giving you a 0. I had a B in the class before this. So then I've done both of these assignments now. Haven't got credit for either. So what? Wasted about 5 hours of my time. And granted, I will say, like, probably wasted a little bit of his time. Like, most students probably did the first assignment and submitted it on time. So I'll give him that. But then this fucking dick, which, you know why he was probably a dick? Like, we're having this meeting. I talked about this on my TikTok. We're having this meeting, right, about the second assignment. Like, he's meeting before I do the second assignment. He's telling me like, oh, I'll give you this makeup assignment, whatever. And he's being so incredibly rude to me. Then he stands up and he's in these skinny jeans that were so goddamn fucking tight. Like, I could see his package through the pants. And it was fucking yay big. So nothing to run home about. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's why he's being such a fucking douche, because those tight ass goddamn fucking skinny jeans. Sorry, this hits personal. This strikes a, what's the verbiage? Strikes a ligament? I don't know. Strikes a bone, strikes a tendon in my body. Stands up and those skinny jeans are so fucking tight. I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's why he's a dick. It's cutting off his circulation to his brain and he's not thinking straight. And so then I do the assignment. I turn it in. It is not done 1001% correct the way he wanted it. So what does he do? Doesn't give me a 70%, doesn't give me a half credit, gives me a fucking 0, and then writes me some rude ass fucking email being like, this isn't what oh my God. I would say go get laid, but clearly that is not even in the equation for him, and that's why he's acting so mad. Like, man's needed something, and honestly, I'm glad he didn't have it, because he fucking deserves to die alone. Is that harsh? I don't care. So then, I had a B+ in this class before that whole mumbo jumbo, which fine, yeah, I missed the assignment. Give me a C. No, gives me a fucking D in the class. But at least he passed me, so I won't be too mad. And then there was a time I was getting my hair done in class, and the teacher bitched at me. Kind of valid, but she's a bitch. I'm like imagining this getting back to, no, I already got my final grade in the class. So if she sees this, all she can do is be pressed. You can't go back into the San Diego State systems. Also, off the radar, when I graduate and get that degree printed out, and then like maybe a few months after, and that shit is like locked and loaded and like sent over, and the school can't do anything, I have about 500 stories. It's actually going to be one of the best episodes ever of secrets that I'm waiting till I get my diploma, as I said, printed out, locked and loaded, until I can tell these stories, because they would not go over well if they got out. But I have some hilarious, iconic, crazy, everything in between stories about San Diego State that we'll talk about once I get that diploma in my hand. Whatever you're imagining, it's worse. It's crazier. It's lit. I've done a lot of, like, it's like I would say, oh, I had sex in the calculus room. It's better. It's better. Sex in the library, it's better. So just wait. That's something to look forward to. But yeah, most teachers are miserable. That's my takeaway. So I don't know, like, I'd say get a new job, but maybe they can't. Like, I don't know why you're in the, like, it's like when you have like a server who's just like blatantly rude, it's like, don't work in the service industry if you like hate people. I just don't get it. But I know people do what they have to do, and some people are doing jobs because they have to, and I appreciate that and I support that. But being a cunt, I actually kind of support that too. So shit. And Greek life, I have that written down too. We've kind of already talked about that. I can do a full another episode, because last time I just talked about like the shit talking and the titty twisting. So If you want like a other type of Greek life vibe, I don't really know what else vibe I'd give, but I'll do it. So let me know if there's stuff I didn't cover. Let me know and I'll cover it. Obviously, I'll literally cover everything. And then I just have written down here. Take this, please, not with a grain of salt. Take this with a huge fucking whole salt shaker and bathe in it. Never choose men over girls. Shout out Haley. Never choose men over girls. I don't know. That's just some girl in my school constantly. It's just like men. And it's like, babe, that's why it's senior year. You can have no friends. I honestly feel bad for the girl. Not bad enough because here I am name dropping. But, sometimes people need to be called out. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions. We don't have that much time left. So I'll just do the fun ones. Follow me on Instagram if you want to be included in these because I always do before I come in. Or not always, actually. Just sometimes. Okay. Sometimes I do things with, like, my fit. Okay, I didn't brush my hair today. I think I should have touched on that. Oh, also things I wanted to touch on. I got my hair done. I got my lips done, hence the bruises, and that's pretty much everything I've done since being home. Okay, I'm going to read. I'm going to pick 3 of these questions, and we're going to talk about it. Let's see. Someone asked, like, my high school life and how I dealt with moving from Philly to Florida. I didn't. I cried every day, but then it got me here. Like, if I didn't live in Florida, like, move to Florida, like, my content would be so different. I don't even think I would have started social media, to be honest. I can do a whole episode about that. How to rebound? Just do it. Like, literally, mind over matter. Trick your brain. Stop thinking about the other one and just put your clit on a new one. I don't know. Being yourself and finding your niche in a world that tells you differently. Okay, I'm not doing 3 now. I'm just like reading through these. And here we go with the glasses again. My brother said, the story read, ask me questions you want me to talk about on my podcast. My brother said the global economy. I don't even know what that means. I'm sorry. Ins and out for 2026. Okay, these are all like going to take way too much time. And I just like don't feel like yapping about that right now. So we'll do the ins and outs for another. Alex Earl and Tom Brady and Taylor World halts are top gate. I'm dead. I actually wrote that down. And like Nikki, that like U Miami Rush girl, because I wanted to talk on like pop culture events. But then I was like, do I want to talk about that and be a drama reporter? Probably not. The halter top, I think Tara, who I'm friends with Tara on social media, which not that would honestly affect what I say, but that's just a factual statement, I guess. And I think that she is the halter top girl. So that's my take on that. How to not have such high expectations for men because they always disappoint. Yeah, I feel like this new generation, maybe it's because social media, I don't know what it's because, but most men do fucking suck. I have learned that. But my hope is just like, I don't know, my dad and mom who are like literally like, as I said, like pulled up this morning in their matching sweatsuits. Like they literally match each other's freak perfectly. So I think that's what gives me hope. Faith in Jesus. That's what you guys really want me to touch on. And I quote, faith in Jesus. I have faith. Don't know if I have too much Jesus, but there we go. Feeling lost and not knowing what to do in college. We talked about that. Relationship with food and working out. I want to touch on that in a full another. These are all stuff I'm like, these are great ideas. We'll touch on it in the next episode. I actually am filming a YouTube video right now. I also posted my first YouTube video. I did a travel vlog. That was great. If you haven't watched that, it's the video 2 videos ago. I did my podcast and then there's a YouTube. No, it's last video. The last thing I posted was a YouTube vlog. New to that. And in this one I'm doing like a week in the life. This will literally be in it. And I talked a little bit about that on food and working out and like my thoughts on that because I don't know. I feel like I'm just saying a bunch of bullshit right now. I'm probably gonna like cut all this out. You're annoying. Heated rivalry. My parents started watching that. My dad was like, is this gay porn? I was like, I don't know. I think it is, right? It's just like gay men and it's apparently really hot and I love it. I need to watch it, honestly. I'm like, you had me at gay porn. That sounds phenomenal. My mom was like, it starts with like 2 men in the shower. This is what my mom said. Something about 2 men in the shower, and she was saying they have great butts. So, T. Where to get fire fits? I won't tell you. I gatekeep that stuff because I think it's like I don't spend a lot of money on these outfits. Like a lot of the stuff I wear, people think is so expensive and it's really not. I think what makes them, yes, it looks expensive. I don't buy stuff that looks cheap because then it's like, in my opinion, not cute. I want something to look elegant, look rich or whatever you want to call it. But I also want stuff that no one else is wearing. I think that's the key and I think that's the coolest. Going abroad tips and tricks. Again, we'll talk about that in another episode. Lip filler and how many units you recommend. fill those bitches till you can't no mo. I have Versa in my lips right now. That's what I got it this last time. I got my lips done and then did all of the stuff you weren't supposed to do, which I can list it, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And it migrated. So then last time I went to get my lips done, I went in for more filler before Europe. This was like 3 weeks ago. And she was like, I'm not filling your lips. They're chunky. You have stuff above your lip. I'll dissolve them. Then in 3 weeks, you can come back for more. So I dissolved them, which if you have like stuff above your lip, I guess I didn't get my lips dissolved. I got migrated filler dissolved. So she removed all the stuff from the top of my lip. And I think I should honestly double down on that. I think I should have got it got the migration removed twice. So that's my advice to you. Even if you don't think you have migration, like go talk to your girl, find someone you trust. Cause I've seen so many different lip people and it's like, don't fucking do that. Find someone you trust. And she had dissolved it. I wish I did more because I still have some more above my lip. But then I just refilled it with the Versa and that's looked really good and looked really great. So I think I have about 6 syringes in my lips over time. That's probably how much is in there. And baby, I'm going for triple digits. So I feel like if there's a time to have like your overfilled fucking lips, it's when you're 21, right? Right. I'm going to take all these questions, by the way, and like give you guys a full analysis and like write down and think about them because none of these are like, what's your favorite color? Which, why the fuck would it be that? If it was, I probably wouldn't answer it. But these are all like long-term questions. So I'm going to take these and in the next step, we'll cover it all. So if you have any more questions, DM me them and I'll make sure I cover it on the next step. But yeah, that's kind of it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. I hope not me like being like a scholar and talking about like school advice, but seriously, I hope you took something away and go and hit the textbooks after this. As always, you can find me on Instagram at davisrow_. You can find me on Snapchat at davisrow with I think it's like 4 S's and 4 E's. It's like a treasure hunt. Go figure it out and find it. And then your pot at the end of the gold of the tunnel. What is finding my Snapchat because I post really silly stuff on there because I hold nothing back and I'm not verified like a loser. So I just honestly send it to the moon. You can find me on YouTube at Davis-Row, which is really fun because my YouTube is It Is Always Something. And instead of that just being my podcast name, we're turning that into a whole motherfucking brand. There's YouTube vlogs, which is just like me talking shit and being fucking annoying. You'll love it. It's great. It's super entertaining. And then you can watch all my podcast videos, which are also great, entertaining, and super fun. I think that's all my platforms. No OnlyFans yet. I'm kidding. That's never happening. So get over it, you freaks in my comments. I love you guys. And I was about to say, I keep wanting to say happy holidays to people. The holidays are great because it's so easy. Like you're checking out the store, happy holidays. You see someone you haven't seen in a long time, happy holidays. You see like your old babysitter, happy holidays. It's so great. What do you say when it's not the holidays? Go fuck yourself. I don't know. I love you guys. Bye.